Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Jordan here. Now, I've literally just got back from a 5-day mini vacation. I've been up a mountain as per usual, and on that little mini vacation, I've been playing a game called Lyrica2. And the footage that you're seeing here today is going to be from either the Switch's internal capture feature, which is not really great, and also from my phone as I'm, doing off-screen footage. So it's not as clean and crisp as usual, but, I really wanted to tell you about it, so I thought I'd capture footage that way. Let's take a look at a game that I really like, Lyrica2. The gameplay is very simple. As a rhythm game, you hit the notes at the right time. Do I really need to explain it? This is similar to the Hatsune Miku games where notes appear on the screen almost with a countdown timer next to them. It is a simpler version as there's only one button to press, and yes, that is the touchscreen. Yeah, while there is a docked mode in the sequel, the game has been developed primarily to be played with the touchscreen, and it is wonderful for it. While you only need to touch the note, there are a few small flourishes needed aside from the standard tap. Some notes need to be held down, others you need to drag along the screen, and others just need a quick, clean swipe. What I love about this game is that it's just so effortlessly accessible. It's not especially easy, but it's fair and welcoming. While I love almost all rhythm games, I'm less inclined to play the ones which are ultra obsessive in the perfection of timing, which in reality due to latency can be super annoying. The fact that Lyrica is super chill about it makes me love it even more. Yeah, you won't be perfect every time, It's not baby's first rhythm game, so, you don't feel like the game absolutely hates you when you're playing it. As much as I enjoyed playing Hatsune Miku on the Switch, that game ain't super chill. It's really tense, and I don't think my buttocks have still quite recovered from it. For those who want the challenge, then there are plenty of difficulty levels. The master level is pretty insane, and if you balk at the idea of Lyrica being slightly generous, then please play it on that level of difficulty. The way this plays with the touchscreen is just lovely, and you get proper Zen mode into it. There's nothing quite like it in terms of getting into the zone, especially since it's equal parts relaxing and equal parts on your toes concentrating. It's a weird state of being, but I loved every minute of it. The standard difficulty is perfectly balanced, and it's just so lovely to have your fingers walk along the screen like so effortlessly, and like you're properly part of the music yourself, like you are creating it, and very few rhythm games do that. Now, a lot of people who played the first game wished that it was playable in docked mode, and the developers listened very closely, even though the core gameplay wasn't really designed with it in mind. So yeah, what we've got here is a compromise. Yes, it is playable docked, but you're probably not going to want to play it that way since it really takes you out of the experience. You're just not in the moment, not in the beat. It makes it both super easy, and when things get slightly more complicated, with a couple of music threads going on at once, super confusing. It works, but really it's just not as fun. And I can't really hold the game against that since it was never designed to be played this way, and I'm not sure what else they were supposed to do with it. It's there as a compromise for those who asked for it from the first game. But please play this in handheld mode with the touchscreen because it's lovely. When reviewing the game, there were 66 songs in total, although as a day one update, they're going to be adding 3 more for every teenager's favorite number, including mine. 69 songs, dude, all of which are new to this game. The original had just under 60, I believe, from launch. What you're getting is a fascinating mix of genres from mostly Chinese artists. There's a couple of Japanese ones in here too. You'll be getting some good old Mando pop ballads with some classical Chinese music, some folk music, some sweet-ass chill jazz, rock, and of course some electronica. I think there's even a death metal song in here as well. The soundtrack has got it all. Don't let the artwork of old ancient Chinese theming fool you. This is a modern soundtrack that had me incredibly impressed. I guess a lot of it depends on you if you mind Chinese vocals or not. I really have no idea how that may affect you, like if you'd prefer English songs or something, but as someone who lives in China, I was instantly at home. There's a bias there that I cannot shake, and I just don't know how others will feel about it. But if you do mind not understanding a bloody word they're saying, then, well, what can I say? Just learn Mandarin, you lazy gits. Kids these days. You don't start the game with all the songs unlocked. Whether you level up, following the story, or doing challenges, you're always unlocking new songs, and there's a lovely sense of progression. I really enjoy the constant rewards of new content because if I'm a good doggy, I want to be patted on the head and said that I'm a good boy. I like that. I don't really like it when rhythm games or like fighting games with their fighters, I don't like everything being unlocked at once. I like some progression. I like a drip feed of content. Though saying that, it's hardly drip fed because you'll be unlocking more stuff before you've played anywhere near the base amount of songs at the beginning. There are a few modes to play. There's a free play mode, a challenge mode, and what I'm going to talk about now is a story mode, or should I say story modes, plural. There's a couple of story threads following characters, and it goes between different times in history. One story segment, you'll be in the past, in the Tang Dynasty, following the trials and tribulations of the poet Li Shangyin, and in the future, following a musical prodigy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I think it's Li Bai or something like that. And I didn't find it particularly engaging, but it was fine. And playing a song in order to unlock the next story segment meant that it was paced nicely enough. There was never too much story or too much songs, it was one and the other straight after each other. Plenty of characters featured too, but once you've done that and you fancy a bit more to do, then you can unlock more characters with the achievements available. These vary from things such as reaching a certain rank so many times or completing songs perfectly. And many will come gradually, but a few of them you're going to need to roll your sleeves up. The characters themselves don't do anything particularly interesting, they just change the background of where the music is played in free play mode, and yeah, it's nice to have some variety. I think my only true, real complaint is that I wish there was a little bit more pizzazz in the backgrounds. Perhaps I've been spoiled by the backgrounds in Hatsune Miku, and even the wildly colourful Taiko no Tatsujin. They add a lot of personality to the musical arenas, almost kind of distracting, whereas Lyrica 2, it just has static blurred images, which is fine, it doesn't detract from the gameplay at all, but you can't help but wish there was a little bit more production, something a little more epic. It's not a major complaint, but really, it's the only one I have. I can't think of any other major complaints I have with Lyrica 2. I'm struggling. So Lyrica 2 is available digitally around the world, but it's also available physically too, but only in Japan. And not only that, it's actually bundled with the first game, so you're getting a double helping of rhythm goodness on one nice cartridge, which is a delight for rhythm fans, especially ones as enjoyable as these. We all love physical copies of games, and so you're getting over 100 songs in this bundle, plus they play in English, even with the Japanese cartridge. It's yours to keep forever, or perhaps to sell on once you've had enough with it. There's a standard edition as well as a collector's edition, which includes a digital art book, which, isn't so great, but it does include a double soundtrack CD, which has 2 hours worth of music spread over almost 30 tracks, which is what I'm super interested in. I love gaming music, and the songs in this game are fantastic, like really, really good. So these are going straight on my phone, and I'm going to be listening to them outside of the game. If you're into physical goodness such as myself, then check the links below in the description and the pinned comment. That's where you'll find where you need to pick it up for an import from Japan. If you use those links, it massively helps support us at the same time. It really helps the channel grow. Plus, in return, if you use our links, then you can get a very tasty 5% off with the coupon code SwitchWatchTV while checking out. That's all one word, SwitchWatchTV, while checking out for 5% off any physical item from PlayAsia. Digitally, you can buy this for £21.60 in the UK, €24 and $25. I think that is a decent deal too. It's in the same ballpark for rhythm games in terms of money to song ratio, with obviously good gameplay to back it up. I mean, Demo, it has more tracks, but it is also more expensive, so I think they've got the balance right here. Like, I am in a massive quandary with this game. I really can't think of anything too major that I can complain about, and I love complaining. I mean, the story segments can be a little uninteresting, but I mean, like, who cares? It's more than most rhythm games do. The button controllers and docked mode is iffy, but really, they only added them because fans of the original asked them to do it, and I can't think of how they could have adapted it any differently without changing the game's raison d'etre. It wasn't in the game's mechanical interest to add it, but they did it because people asked for it. Really, it's only the lack of epicness going on in the backgrounds that stop it from being outstanding. The gouged still images are nice, but a little boring. That's really it. I think it's priced nicely for the amount of songs, and the physical version with both games together is just a cherry on top. I mean, they could have added more modes and more customization in order for it to be perfect, but like, maybe that's for Lyrica 3. Maybe some would have liked online leaderboards, but I couldn't care less about that. Now, I want you to understand that this score is for what the game is for the genre as a rhythm game. It's a 9 out of 10 from me. I loved it. Now, I know what you're going to ask, is Lyrica 2 as good as Metroid Dread? Well, fact is, yes, Lyrica 2 is a much better rhythm game than Metroid Dread is. Likewise, Metroid Dread is a much better Metroidvania than Lyrica 2 is. You know, you can't compare apples and oranges. For a rhythm game, this is fantastic. I love it. Peace out, y'all. Special thanks to our executive producers Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Jonathan Rumor, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Cato, Jake Cross 7776, Elissa, Punky Dooster, Michael Del Polito, Cartoon Soren, Jack Severus, Vilos, Robotech, Z, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, and Parsnip Coffee. Thank you for your amazing support, everybody. And you, yeah, you watching right now, if you watched all the way through, what an absolute legend you are. If you watched all the way through, then you are the ones who help the channels grow, because the longer you watch, the more YouTube shares us around. Give me a musical note in the comments so I know who the legends are, and I will give you one back. Check out some of our other stuff. We've got physical Switch releases on Monday, digital bargains on Sunday, plus a smattering of other videos. We'll see you guys over there. Have a good one.